Come on, stupid connection. Fucking get going, would you? Be nice. Nah, screw it. I'm not gonna deal with it. For some reason my computer is super laggy. Move to bin. Can't be any of that. We move that to the bin. We're shooting up. But it's alright. We already made some, well, I already made some good profits during London kill zone. Right now we just get that continuation move of the, London fake out move into the 50% of yesterday's range. This is what we're looking at. Let me get rid of euro. I don't need that shut up, and also not this one. Quickly gonna restart trading view. Pull up trading view again. Let's check out Discord. Good morning, Agent. Good morning, Ragnar. So let's see what happens if I pull up the YouTube live stream. Is it still loading forever? What's the Discord stream like? Do we have good connection? Everything running smoothly? Alright, so we're still inside our 1 hour bullish fair value gap paired with the 4 hour / 1 hour time frame bullish order block. We spoke about that in our weekly outlook. And right here I measured yesterday's range, Friday's range, sorry, from here to here, and we can see that the 50% level, now that's the yesterday's range. Let me get rid of that. What's that? Standard deviations to the upside based on this little fake out move at NFP. I don't understand why it's that laggy. Connected. Alright, we have this move. We have our Friday PD array. And what I was talking about is that Asia opened up, we consolidated, we ran Asia buy side at the beginning of the London session, and we immediately reversed to clear the sell side. And then we stopped at the 50% of Friday's dealing range. That's Friday's PD array. And we had our little 2022 model. I managed to capitalize on that, and I kept holding until we hit this buy side liquidity. So right now, all we did really was we pulled back. Let me clear up my analysis here. Not in a hurry, to be honest. So I'm just gonna, take it slow. Don't think I will be missing out on much. That's our 15-minute. Can get rid of some of that stuff down here. Get rid of these vertical lines. We swept the sell side. This is our consequent encouragement. We have New York midnight. Let's extend that out. We consolidated. We swept the low. This plays to the upside. So theoretically, we could look at this entire array of up-closing candles as our breaker block. Let's see what the 50% of that breaker block looks like. That 50% comes out right here. Exactly where we bounced from. Also matching up with the VWAP. But I would be more interested in the displacement leg if we measure from high to low, 50% level. Right here, consequent encouragement that has been hit. We had a nice little 15-minute bullish fair value gap paired with it, and we have filled that inefficiency to the tick. All right, that's good. That's our previous day's PD array. Let's get rid of that. This is our higher time frame 1 hour bullish fair value gap from Friday. We already repriced into it. So let's see, 15-minute time frame. We had this bullish fair value gap. The inversion fair value gap did not hold. We have equal high buy side liquidity right here. And let's draw in our London session box too. The 2 a.m. high from here all the way down till 5 a.m. had this last push to the upside, so I'm gonna, this is our current London session range. Can extend it out to even 1 a.m. if we want to. $23 points. I want to get into my object tree here quickly. This is our calendar week 41. I'm gonna hide this big hourly fair value gap. We know we're inside of it, so we don't have to stress about it. 12, 9.75. That's already in size 12. Sorry, guys. The 50% of the previous day's stealing range, we have that in the back of our mind. PD array, premium discount. We have our fake out move where we project standard deviations to the upside. This is still in place. If you haven't watched the weekly outlook, make sure to do it. It's on YouTube and on the Discord if you go to the weekly outlook VIP section. And we spoke exactly about this bullish order block on the 4 and 1 hour time frame. We swept sell side right here. We talked about that. Shifted market structure, and now on Monday the market opened up with this huge bearish gap to the downside. It's bank holiday, but CME futures and NYSE is still, let me check quickly, head over to Columbus Day trading hours. It does not impact the stock market's hours of operations. The New York Stock Exchange and Nasdaq stock will keep normal hours Monday and open from 9:30 a.m. until 4 a.m. So there we have it. We have no impact. Let me quickly check. Perfect. All right, so no news impact or no bank holiday impact. We keep it as it is. We do not need this line anymore. And this is too big. We have our London session, 145. until 5. We have our midnight level on the chart. We have our most important fair value gap right now. We have our new week opening gap that we seem to be filling right now. Right here, we cleared sell side. We swept back above this high, so we have an order block up here. It's just a tricky one to identify because, yeah, theoretically we would have to look at this entire array of up-closing candles. And so far that kept on holding pretty nicely. We filled in the entire order block. So let's see. We have our 15-minute bullish fair value gap. Let's label that 15-minute. Size 12. And right now, yeah, we have that equal high buy side like we talked about. And now we have a 5-minute bullish fair value gap sitting right here, paired with equal lows, pullback, lower low, our market structure shift, fractal of course, fractal breakoff structure, paired with this bullish fair value gap. We will see if we get a deeper retracement. If not, I missed a move because this would have been the entry. Go for 5 points. Stop loss would go 545. I would cut risk early. So if we still get a chance of getting filled, which if I can't, now the 150k is already $500 in profit today. So I think now I'm gonna use that for something else. Let me see, I'm gonna trade the funded account, but the micro. Let me check out Nasdaq here quickly. Nasdaq still didn't break the London session high or the Asian session high right here. There's 2 a.m. high, London session high. We haven't broken above it. Here on Nasdaq, we formed lower highs, so we have potential SMT divergence. But still, I am a fan of this setup, and I think it might be worthwhile taking. So let's pull up MES. MES. Ah, bullshit. We already missed the opportunity of getting filled. I think, let's see. My entry would come right here off this price level, so we're gonna buy 5 right here. And this is the high that I want to sell at. Sell 5 limit. This is our bullish fair value gap on the 5 and 15. We didn't sweep any of the buy side. Here we have equal highs. Looking good. And 50% of our fair value gap. Be sitting right here. So I want to, if we get into it, add another 2 contracts. And another 2 right here. At the low. Let's see, but we first of all have to get filled with our initial. Yep. Getting the push out of our bullish fair value gap. Missed it because I switched over to micros, but it's okay. Let's see. We might still get the opportunity. That low key sucks, but it's alright. This is our draw on liquidity, equal high buy side, London session high. We had our break of structure, displacement with fair value gap. So everything's lining up. I was just a little bit too slow, just got started here with the live stream. And yeah, because I already made good profits on the 150k Apex account, I decided to trade on my live funded account. But on my live funded account, I only use micros because it's a 50k account. And because of that, unfortunately, it took me a little longer to get set up because I had NQ on my chart. So yeah, sucks, but alright. We might still get the opportunity. %, consequent encouragement. Here we had a little inversion fair value gap. We closed above it and we kept holding support here. Twenty seconds to go before this 5-minute candle is going to close. Let's check the 15 quickly. On 15 we're also retracing. But we do not have a 15-minute fair value gap, but we're about to get one. So this would be our new 15-minute bullish fair value gap. Let me annotate this. Right here. And right here, so we still have the chance to get filled if price wants to come back and tap the 15-minute. Okay, we're already filled. So it looks like price wants to come back to tap into the 15-minute fair value gap. And I'm only going to add at the low of the new week opening gap. Let's see, so we tapped the 15-minute bullish fair value gap. Not here, 15. Here we want a 5-minute time frame, and here we want a 15. Oh, come on. Would ya? Our trade looks like this. And we try to get in at a better price, which would be for me if we completely fill in this 15-minute bearish fair value gap. We already hit the consequent encouragement of the 5. Let's see how that plays out. Alright, so now we are filled with our contracts. We completely filled in the 5-minute bullish fair value gap. We still have that 15 to support price. This is the 15-minute fair value gap. Our average entry now comes in at the same price. Alright. Let's see, it is 8:30. So the injection of volatility or liquidity that we usually see at 8:30 New York local time. Let's sit and enjoy the show. 15 for 312 is going to be my final stop loss. For 312. Yeah, that looks fine. Gonna watch it on the 5. What we wouldn't like to see is a close below our 5-minute bullish fair value gap. And if we check the higher time frames, on the higher time frame we already filled in this 1 hour bullish fair value gap right here, from this candle's high to this candle's low. So this has already been filled in with this wick to the downside. But we seem to be wicking to the upside quite a lot. Let's see how this hourly candle can close and what we will get. This looks rather bearish, so I'm slowly going to scale out. Let's wait for this candle to close and see if this autumn version wants to support price here. On the 15-minute, all we could be doing right now is, wick doing the damage. Can still hold this 15-minute fair value gap. That's why I only scaled out. I do not want to hold the entire position. Looked rather bearish, so made our break of structure. We haven't swept that much internal buy-side liquidity. We still have equal highs in place. Let's see how this 5-minute candle is going to close. 2, 1. Okay, so we close below, and I take another contract off. Let me hide the executions. This looks more like it wants to clear these equal lows, the sell side liquidity. At this point in time, I will still stick to the original trade idea because most of the time they work out. Let's see. Keep in mind, it's bank holiday, yes. The NYSE is trading normally, so we do not get our cutoff at 1 p.m. today. Regular trading hours. Let's see. We have 2 more 5-minute candles. Yep, 2 more 5-minute candles before the 15 is going to close. As long as we manage to close above this level, 4314.5, we kept holding support on this 15-minute bullish fair value gap. If we just place it and hit my stop loss, I'm fine with being stopped out, really. It doesn't always play out in our favor. We can't expect 10 out of 10 winning trades. Let's see. Almost at our stop loss and we're stopped out. Alright. Quick. Our idea didn't play out. Our continuation into the SPY side liquidity, we got strongly rejected. Let me quickly check the account. Should be down. No, Google Chrome's not open, that's fine. I will journal that later on after the stream ended. So now we retested the VWAP. Let's see. This could still be doing the damage on the higher time frame. All we need is this next 5-minute candle to close back inside this range. If we don't, we have higher time frame confirmation that we want to go for sell side. This low right here. Alright, so we already swept that sell side liquidity. That's done. Which leads me to believe that we are not yet ready to fill this huge new week opening gap. Even though we already retraced to the 50% of today's trading range, London session low, London session high, we already reached that and bounced off this level to go back for some internal buy-side liquidity. We just placed, so yeah, based on orders, I framed the long trade. Not every trade is playing out. That's good. That's fine. Not good, but acceptable. Our job is to manage risk and not to win every trade. If we manage risk well, it doesn't matter if we win every trade, and we will very likely not win every trade. Pull up Google Chrome and start journaling. Bento book. And let's also open up Tradeovate. Up 50 bucks. Let's journal this one and see. Continue. I wonder why the connection is so slow today. Negative 133. Acceptable. Alright, new trade. Negative 133. Quantity 7. MES1. We went long. Here's our screenshot, our initial one. Is it correct? Nope, this was my old trade. So let's draw it in quickly or draw it up. We entered right here. We had our stop loss at 4.5 and we targeted this one. Zoom out a little so we can see the bigger picture if we are going to review our trade, or if I'm going to review my trade. This was a game. I would consider it an A game. 545. Nah. Continuation. Fair value gap. Market structure shift. during the New York session, but pre-New York Open. Add trade. Account balance right now should be at, let's see if everything's matched up, 4986. And on TradingView, we're looking at 49964. 964, 869, so must have missed a trade that I took. $80 win on Friday. Done. $949, and right now we are at 949, 964, 4925. Now everything should be matching up again. But this certainly was during the New York session. Safe trade. So let's wait for this 15-minute candle to close, because it's just about closing time. Alright, we already closed below that. We pulled back. A very strong 15-minute bearish candle. This 15 fair value gap obviously hasn't been respected at all. And my point of interest right now is if we can close below the VWAP and also below this bullish 15 that we used to deliver to sweep some of this buy side right here. We just left more equal highs behind. So yeah, let's find out if we can hold here. I can mark up the 8:30 opening. Alright, so we close below and we open up with a bearish volume imbalance. Drop it back down to 5. Now that we have our higher time frame confirmation, and now we can look for some sort of an entry. This is our 15-minute bearish fair value gap. Right here we now have a 15-minute inversion fair value gap. Paired with a 5-minute bearish. Low, high, low, higher high, lower low. Lowest down closing candle becomes our breaker block. Fractal breaker block. Right here, this is our bearish fair value gap. Maybe it wants to sweep some more sell side and discount, like we said. Alright, so I'm going to get in with 3 down here at the low of the breaker block, and the other 2 contracts that I want to add would be right here at the VWAP and the fair value gap. Now 6 should be, now I want to go with 2. Because we have some room to the upside. There we go, we're already filled. So let's see if this was just a liquidity raid, or if we actually want to continue lower from here. but I don't like this aggressive bullish momentum. Let's see if I see a close back above our 5-minute bearish fair value gap. I'm already going to cut some part of this position. Or we already repriced it completely. This is our 15-minute inversion. Two minutes to go before this 5-minute candle is closing. Let's check the 15. We have a 15-minute inversion fair value gap up here. Market's rather volatile at this point in time. Inversion fair value gap. 50%. Let's get rid of this range. Drop back down to the 5. Keep our trade here with micros on the right side. Should be fine. We have our breaker block. We have 5-minute breaker block, our 5-minute bearish fair value gap, and 15-minute fair value gaps around this area. Really what I would like to see now is a continuation lower towards that midnight level. We got our entry right in at here, average entry 6 points. Yep, looks fine to me. Unless we went up and then swept sell side and we pump up, we should be fine. Usually doesn't do it like that, but yeah, we will see. Today is a bank holiday, it's Columbus Day. So we are bound to find out. In 30 seconds, we're gonna get a new candle close. If we close above, I'm going to take 3 contracts off. I wouldn't like that. I'm talking about this bearish fair value gap. If we immediately invalidate the bearish PD arrays that we have put in place with this strong drop to the downside, yeah, I'm gonna ignore that. We open up with a bullish volume imbalance at the high. Let's measure the displacement from high to low. Our 50% reprice into a premium. So if we get the opportunity, let's see if we cannot add a couple more contracts here. But I don't like this strong bullish momentum after having swept that sell side. It's acceptable because we have all these discounts here. 15-minute inversion. We close below, not this one. This one, 15-minute time frame. Let's see what we're working with. Close below. We still have 8 minutes on the clock before this 15-minute candle is going to close. As we can see, price is moving rather volatile. So now we're just going to be sitting here and observe price. And see if at the end of the session we end up with some profit. We already had one small losing trade right here of this bullish fair value gap. Didn't hold. We continued to swap sell side. Once we swept that sell side, we now flip our bias for further downside continuation. Let's see how that will play out. If I see a confirmation close back below the breaker block and this bearish fair value gap, I might even add to the position. So this is just my initial entry. to get in short of this bearish fair value gap paired with the breaker block, paired with the 15-minute inversion fair value gap. We also have a 5-minute inversion fair value gap here, even though it hasn't really been respected too well. Yeah, but price is a little bit erratic. Like we can see it's flimmering up and down, up and down, up and down. Every time we push lower, we get a sudden push back up. So yeah, let's just see. 5-minute bearish. Two minutes to go. This is what I consider a balanced price range. We have a bullish fair value gap right here that has been turned into a inversion fair value gap right here now. Only short by one tick, otherwise we would have this inversion fair value gap and the bearish fair value gap overlapping right here. So yeah, and curious to see how that plays out. This is our BPR. I'm gonna make a video about that as well. Let's see. Let's find out. If we continue to sweep the low, I think we have confirmed seek and destroy conditions. I'm only gonna be looking for 5 points, really. 10 points would, yeah, deliver into the slow. But yeah, we're still playing around here. So let's see how this 5-minute candle is going to close, if we remain, if this volume imbalance remains open or not. So we already invalidated our 5-minute bearish fair value gap right here. I want to see if we cannot still hold this 15. We will see. So I'm putting more emphasis on the higher time frame here. We left this volume imbalance open, leaving behind a new bullish fair value gap. It's not ideal for the overall trade setup, but let's see. This is our 15-minute inversion. We keep that in check. Now we also have a 5-minute inversion that's overlapping with a 5-minute bullish. Also coupled with a bullish volume imbalance. So there are two scenarios that I could see playing out. We continue to reprice lower into deeper discounts to sweep out some more sell-side liquidity. Or this move right here to the downside was our fake out move that we needed before we continue to fill the new week opening gap. Let's see if they screw me over twice. That's alright. Happens sometimes. We shall see. Agent Smith, have you taken any trades so far this New York session yet? Or Ragnar? No, not yet. I'm just testing the waters, really. See if price is willing to run. Or willing to trend, basically. Give me some points. So let's see what we're gonna do here inside this 5-minute bullish coupled with the inversion fair value gap. Ideally, I would like to see a close below now. This would also help us on the 15-minute higher time frame, because this is the area where I would expect resistance from. And on the 15, you can see that this really doesn't look like a breaker block, so this is only a lower time frame breaker block, because only here we have enough market structure to actually identify it as a breaker block. Let's see, we're back to the VWAP. Ideally, I would like to see this bullet structure that we have just put in place to be disrespected for the continuation lower. 1 minute to go. Twenty seconds to go. Come on, give us the close below. Be ideal. Perfect. We close right at back at. All right. What just happened? It's a new hourly opening. All right, I see. Let me get rid of this. All right. Interesting. Very interesting. New hourly open came in. And as we can see, our structure really is not being respected. Those are not ideal trading conditions for the approach that I use. We close above below fair value gaps because we have something on the higher time frame in play. This was just a liquidity grab, like we said. And then with the new hourly opening, we get the strong push. We're touching the 830 opening level again. If we manage to close above all this, I'd look for a re-entry long. Let's see. I would have been stopped out by now, so I cut my risk early on. Protect the capital. Risk management. My stop loss was right here at this high, 4318.5. We already swept that. So price right here pretty much got rid of all the longs that already jumped in on this little displacement leg with this aggressive move to the downside at 830. And we already started to notice some, too much bullish momentum. We didn't respect any of these discounts or PD arrays that we have put in place. So let's see what price is going to do here. Are we immediately going to sweep that buy side liquidity? So we move back from internal liquidity to external. Back above the 830. Let me check the 15-minute. Messy, but acceptable still. Manipulation. So we close below this 15-minute inversion. Nah, don't need it anymore. Hasn't been respected. None of these lower ones have been respected here, so not really interested in them either. We have a 5-minute bullish fair value gap right here, but still not ideal. I think I'm gonna stay away. Or stay out for now at least. Let me get rid of all these boxes. They really just mess with the analysis. If we check the hourly time frame, we even closed below our 1 hour bullish fair value gap. If we take a close look at that, strong close below, an immediate push back in of this order block right here. So this is our 1 hour bullish fair value gap. We can see we closed below that, across multiple time frames. 1 more minute to go for this new hourly push into this relative equal highs. Bit of bad luck at the beginning of the New York session, but yeah, that's okay. If we close back above this high, we have a new breaker block. So basically the unicorn setup now. Madness. Duplicate tab. Let me quickly check out NQ. NQ also swept. Now NQ left behind equal lows right here. And for NQ to leave behind equal lows, it's pretty hard to do because prices are much higher. We haven't even taken out the current high of the day with the new week opening gap, while ES is spending most of its time above it. We close above the 830 level. We open with a bullish volume imbalance, so I'm interested to see if I cannot get in. I'm not going to jump the gun up here, therefore it's too much room to the downside. So let's see if I can get filled on the inversion fair value gap with 5 contracts, 5 micros. For the continuation up higher. Alright, so we filled. Let's see how it plays out. If this was just a new hour open fake out move. But we invalidated all the structure, all these PD arrays, so I expect them to hold. If they do not hold up, this is going to be the end for me today on this account. Can't really say this is an order block, but we could still expect support here. For it to be an order block, we would have needed a wick below the slow. Then yes, we could have looked at it as an order block, a bullish order block to support price. But overall the idea stays the same. And like said earlier, if we look at this down move as our fake out move into like, yeah, the new hour and maybe even the New York opening, we can measure our fake out move from low to high and project standard deviations and see if they match up with anything. So one standard deviation of this down move, so if we would draw a box from this low to this high and we would put it above here, this would take us even above our consequent encouragement of the new week opening gap. So we'll keep an eye on that. Still haven't broken above this buy side. Check out NQ. NQ swept the 820 high. ES did not yet. NQ has been really hard to trade here. ES is a little bit easier. Easier to read price action. Let's wait and see how this 5-minute candle is going to close. On the 15 we still have 6 minutes left. We could potentially still hold this bearish fair value gap if we want to. So I'm going to draw this in. This is our 15-minute bearish. We want to see a close above that to stay in our long position. One minute, 20 seconds to go. .30 seconds to go. Potential to leave behind a 5-minute bullish fair value gap right here, which would be my area of invalidation. If we manage to close back below it, I'm just gonna paper trade for the rest of the day. The New York session account, that's the one I'm trading on right now. Let's see, can we potentially even close above the 830? Yes, I think we just did close right at the 830 level. Perfect. Strong close. Nice wick. We retested our inversion fair value gap where we got our entry from. Now let me quickly check out trade.
Order filled.
37 plus 227. 264. So this is going to be our final trade. The ambition for me personally would be to get back to break even. We entered right here at this level. Stop loss would have been below the VWAP. 5 points, 6 points to buy side. Really want to see if we cannot go, or if we cannot really expand. So my target overall would be 10 points based on this fake out move. And really, the consequent encouragement of the new week opening gap. Entry, stop loss, 5 points. We will find out. I'm quickly going to the bathroom. We should be safe, but to be 100% safe, let's add a safety stop loss. Safety take profit, should be fine. Maybe we scale out with 1 or 2 if we hit that buy side liquidity, but it's really not that far away. Here on the micro chart, some sort of a bull flag pattern. So yeah, stop loss is in place, and I'm quickly going to the bathroom. I'll be back in no time. Still playing around the 8:30 open. Mm-hmm. Watch the stream. Yeah, stream's looking healthy. So let's leave it like that. We then open up with a volume imbalance. Let it rock. Check out the 15 because the 15-minute is going to close in 35 seconds with this 5-minute time frame. 5-minute candle close. Ideally, I'd prefer a close above the 8:30. Alright, on the 8:30. But if I could pick one above the 8:30 on the 15, because then we would have a confirmed 15-minute inversion. 3, 2, 1, boom, new 15-minute candle. 15 minutes prior to the New York Open. So this 15-minute bearish fair value gap right here, if I up the time frame here quickly. We managed to close above it, so that's nice. We would look for support around this area. We managed to get back above the 8:30. Even more confirmation now that this might have been the fake out move. Our stop loss is still in place. My take profit target is going to go to the consequent encouragement. We kept holding on the inversion fair value gap where we got our entry from, right here. And from there on kept holding the 8:30 opening level. We swept this equal high. Really, while I was going to the toilet, I always get some genius ideas. Yeah, funny. But I was wondering why I took that short even though I had a bullish bias for the day. It's definitely worth a little note. And worth a note for the journal as well. 9:15. So in a couple of minutes we get the NYSE open. We're consolidating after this strong move with the new hourly candle to the upside. If we check out the hourly time frame, looking good. We kept holding support. Now might be the time where we fill in more of our new week opening gap. We don't have to, of course, but let's see. As long as we're holding up high ahead of the New York Open, I think we should be fine. head over to NQ here quickly. NQ also had this pump, retraced, did some sort of immediate rebalance, swept a high. On NQ we have this trend line liquidity here. We have all these highs that have been untouched. And I think maybe with the market open we get a explosion to the upside here on NQ. It sort of lines up with this overall trend, because right now this bit of price action is in the middle of nowhere here on NQ. So personally I would stay the heck away from NQ. Let's see. Yeah, we also haven't touched the 50% level here on NQ from Friday's range. Friday low, tuck tuck, sell side swept. Yeah, NQ definitely is a much harder read on this bank holiday. I don't want to call it bank holiday. Yeah, bank holiday, but yeah, the stock market is still open. So we will see what we get. The London session has been profitable. On my 150k account, I took a long in this area and secured right here at these highs. I initially targeted a little bit more. I wanted to see it, yeah, at the consequent encouragement right here already. And this all lines up with the weekly outlook. If you haven't seen that yet, the weekly outlook has been shared yesterday. And so far it's been playing out nicely. I know it's just Monday, opening range, so yeah, we have actually 11 people watching on YouTube. That's nice. Let's see. So yeah, the only real note that I'm going to take once I fill out my journal is that this short right here was really unnecessary. I had an overall bullish bias for the day. Once I saw that we swept the low, we rejected off our 1 hour order block. I talked about that on the weekly outlook. We already hit the 50% of the entire Friday's range from high to low. This is the 50% level. We tapped it, immediately got a bullish reaction, and doing something very similar right here this morning, we also left behind a bullish fair value gap with 2 up closing candles, same way as we did right here. 2 up closing candles after a drop. We had our drop, 2 up closing candles, we continue lower, and we ignore our bullish fair value gap right here, same way as we did here. We closed below it, but then with the new hourly opening we got that strong push into buy side, similar to what we saw during the London session. As we can see, the London session 150k account is running in profit today. I'm not going to be touching it anymore. I'm going to secure that profit. I think so far the 150k account is doing pretty well. If I head over to my journaling software and check out the 150k and the progress over this entire year, you can see the equity curve is running up smoothly. We are up 2%, almost, yeah, 1/3 of my profit target. So far we only had winning days. Let's see if we continue, if we can continue this way. Of course, I don't expect to pass the challenge with any red days. On Thursday I didn't trade, and on Friday that's when I paid the challenge. So let's see how we continue. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trading days, and we're already 1/3 of the way. Oh, okay, cool. We hit buy side, just as expected. But I'm honestly not done here. It's 9:20. I want to see the continuation move. But I'm going to take a partial here because it's the right thing to do. So we're going to sell 1 contract. I still keep my take profit at the consequent encouragement. Everything
order filled.
Going according to the plan. I'm going to trail my stop loss. It is 9:20, so within the next 2 minutes we get the 9:25 5-minute time frame candle. Let me check the 15. It's going to close in 6 minutes with the New York Open. And I think, hey Kuch, nice to see you back on a live stream. If we get the close above this high right here, I would look at the highest up closing candles as our breaker block to support us through the New York Open. We can also only look at the highest up closing candle. We spoke about that in the new breaker block video that I uploaded to YouTube yesterday. Worth a watch. Right here, let's go to my channel. The ICT for Beginners Part 4, Breaker Block Simplified. I also have another video that's coming up about order blocks tomorrow on Tuesday, upcoming. And yeah, another video. So then we have covered the breaker, order, and mitigation block with these 3 videos. I prepared them on the weekend, and they're gonna be released throughout the week. And next week we're gonna have more ICT simplified content that are going to help us trading, tape reading the 5-minute time frame. You can do the same thing on the 1 minute, but I prefer the 5-minute. See you tomorrow, Ragnar. Enjoy the rest of your day. 9:25 open up with a bearish volume imbalance here. We already secured a partial, 1 micro out of 5. And if we look at our entire position, we are already up 6.75 points. Let's see. Let's check out NQ. NQ also swept the London session high now, right here. Did it? Yep, we ticked above it. Right here with this wick. We still haven't hit the low of the new week opening gap. And what I want to point out, we're getting rejected strongly. This is our trend line, we broke above it, so now we're getting a rejection. We have these perfect equal lows on NQ, and for NQ to leave behind perfect equal lows with pretty much 5 hours in between, it's pretty hard for it to do because it has more decimals than ES has. NQ sitting at 1500 roughly, call it 1500, while ES is sitting at 4300, so that's 1 decimal less, and therefore much easier for ES to actually put in place equal lows compared to NQ. 3 minutes until the New York Open. Let's see how that plays out. Like said, this is our fake move. We have been caught twice trying to catch this long. We entered long of this bullish fair value gap for the continuation. We've been stopped out, and then I flipped my bias short. Doesn't make sense, even though I had a overall bullish bias for the day. And because, I don't know why I went short here. That's definitely gonna be an interesting point for Saturday, where I review all my executions. And this execution right here, I'm not really happy with it. New hourly opening, bump. We kept on holding the 830 level, more confirmation. We repriced. This is where we got our entry from. So if you just joined us right here, this inversion fair value gap, that's where we got our entry from. We still have 2 minutes left. Let's see. And I want to make sure that I actually have monetization turned on for the free YouTube live stream, because it would be unfair to the VIP members. But they said on Discord without any delay. Let me content live. One minute to go until the New York Open. Let's see. Let's see. I'm excited. Our entry came off here. My stop loss is already trailed. Even though I'm not the biggest fan, we could easily get stopped out or wigged out at break even with the New York Open. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out with a partial. We will see. It's the beginning of the week. Don't have many issues with a red day here on Monday. It's okay. I accept that loss. That potential loss. Not in yet. NQ very strongly rejecting. ES is holding up stronger. Has been stronger the entire day. This entire Columbus Day. 10 seconds to go. 2 contracts are gonna get stopped out at break even. The other 2 I prefer to let them run. So let's see. New York Open. Will we continue with our initial trend direction, or will we go for some internal before we continue? I personally think that we already have put in place the model that we need for the New York Open. So I would expect continuation with this 930 candle. But of course I could be wrong, because there's lots of volatility. It's Columbus Day, not a regular New York Open. We had a big new week opening gap. We're inside of that new week opening gap now, and my overall target would be the consequent encouragement at 4330. Check out NQ. NQ keeps on selling off. ES is still holding up strong, relatively speaking. We're pushing. We made a new higher high, but we got rejected. So right now it's not a very volatile New York Open. This is our 9:25 a.m. candle. We only swept the high. We're still inside theoretically. Let's see where price is going to take us. Ready to make the push now? Let's see. Come on. Back to trading view. I want a close above this candle's high and not a rejection like we seem to be getting right now. We almost hit our 0.5 standard deviation of the move. Let's see. Still 2 minutes to go until this 5-minute candle is going to close. Check out NQ here quickly. NQ is accelerating to these equal lows. Could have seen that coming. So I might secure order
filled.
I don't like that big divergence. And I think ES might sell off too. So overall, down 176 on this trading day. If we shoot up now, so be it. It's just too risky for me at this point in time. We secured profits once we swept the buy side liquidity. The New York Open didn't continue with the momentum as expected, at least right now. We could still do that, so it's not off the cards, but this is just me managing my risk. And I prefer, just taking or securing some profits before I get stopped out at break even. I know ES is still, relatively speaking, holding up strong. 1 minute to go until this 5-minute candle is closing, but NQ already swept these perfect equal lows. Swept the trend line liquidity, fake out, immediate reversal. Well, ES is not doing that at all and continuing into our direction now. So I might have been spooked here. That's okay. I'm sure we will get another opportunity. And there it goes. Poor execution from my side. Stupid. I never look at NQ. 3, 2, 1. We close below this candle's high. So from here on, I'm going to wait a little bit until the market is presenting an opportunity. Yes, still holding up strong. NQ is pushing lower aggressively. So swept buy side, immediate like turtle soup entry would have worked really well here. Still, I'm surprised that we didn't manage to at least touch the new week opening gap once here. But yeah, trading NQ today, no man's land. I wouldn't do that. I will keep an eye on it because we're trading indices. So let's see if ES can hit our target, which would have been right here. I shouldn't have let NQ influence my decision making, but this is live trading and I'm not trying to hide anything. You see me execute live on screen, which is pretty rare. With most other ICT concept streamers. They see price pushing up and then they tell you, oh yeah, they got in somewhere down here. But you don't really see living proof of it. Yeah, I got like, yeah, it's super simple to say that, yeah, I got some buys in at 4310. Yeah, I saw this coming, but yeah, why don't you show your super good flawless executions on screen then? Something's wrong about that. If you're confident enough in your trades, why not share it? Hmm. So far, it doesn't really look like that New York opened up. We haven't had like a candle in terms of body size that's standing out compared to what we had so far today. So we haven't had that explosive move to either the upside or the downside. Let me check my microphone here for YouTube. Properties, USB condenser mic. Now it's on full power RAM. But why are you watching on YouTube if you can watch it on Discord? We open up with a bullish volume imbalance, just a nice little confirmation that we're still in bullish order flow. So in Q we swept the low, we left behind this inefficiency, we traded back up into it, and we seem to, so the only thing that we can see right here is that the indices are doing different things. Not ideal for our potential trades, where we see YM did exactly what we wanted to see on ES. At 9:30 we got a simple pump to the upside. We almost filled the entire new week opening gap on YM. So YM is really the leading index here. ES wasn't supposed to, that might be the wrong word. But yeah, overall I expected it to catch up with the previous setup. It still played out. I was letting NQ play with my confidence. I saw NQ already swept sell side, and yeah, I didn't want to get stopped out at break even. And because it was the New York Open, so all these little triggers aligned led me to close out my position early. By now, I think we would have already hit 10 handles, yep. This would have certainly been another partial for me, 10 points to the upside. But it is what it is. Can only learn from it and grow from it. Get better next time. So until then, I'm not interested in getting involved with price action up here. For NQ, yep, a little fake out. So on NQ, we actually have very strong SMT divergence. ES hit our profit target. Perfect. Let's see if it wants to continue up higher. Damn it. But that's a good thing about my streams. You actually see me make mistakes as well. And it's normal. I'm not just saying that I got in, because if I wouldn't show you my executions, I could still pretend that I'm in this trade and might take profit, just got hit, even though it didn't. And now we might get the run. 940. We already filled 50% of our new week opening gap. the setup to do that has already been put in place at the beginning of the New York AM session. 8:15 dropped to 8:40. Displacement, we entered off the inversion fair value gap right here, and now we get the relief rally. But unfortunately, without me. It says it's locked, but as a VIP member, you should have access to that. Let me check. Because you're not VIP anymore. Are you? Like, no, it would show me that. RAM. Nope. That's okay, that's why I still stream on YouTube. Yes, exactly. That's also why I share my executions on the screen, because when I learned ICT-Concepts, I joined so many different people who stream live, but every time it's the same thing. Like, they don't show you the, yeah, like you said, the good, the bad, and the ugly in real time. Because it's so easy to fake that stuff. Like, oh yeah, I got in down here and it's still running. Oh, I'm up $400, and this really leads you to jump into trades at a worse price than you originally wanted to get involved. This is nice on NQ. Kind of anticipated that. Swept the low. Now it's moving back to the upside. Yes, should. Yeah, that's definitely the, not the ugly, but it's the bad. Really, I let NQ or the other charts manipulate my decision making. That's why I don't really like looking at too many charts at once, because yeah, it doesn't help. We had our analysis, we had our setup, we just could have stepped away from the charts. But because I already saw NQ selling off aggressively, and he has sort of, not doing much right here, 930, going to the downside, that's the trigger. That's all you need in order to close a position out early. And getting involved up here, I'm not really interested in that. It's already a decent expansion to the upside, so jumping on that train, I think that's too late. Tested breakup block right here. Still nice to see the analysis play out, even though we're in a little bits of red on the account today. Let me catch up with Discord. I hope my audio is better now for everyone that's watching me on YouTube. I'm as close as I can possibly be. Let's see, 930 open, 10 points. Nah, not happening for me. We hit the -1 standard deviation. Usually a Release stops. Yeah, let's see. For me right now, it's just gonna be watching mostly. 15-minute time frame. We already had a strong expansion, and we could expect a pullback. So getting in long right now, I'd say it's lower probability because we haven't seen that higher time frame pullback, and I think we're due for a pullback. Of course, you don't have to. I mean, NFP Friday was the perfect example for it, but still, yeah, not my favorite types of setups. If we get somewhere in here, yes, we could catch quick 5 points to the upside on the 5-minute time frame, but I don't think it's really what I should be doing, because I have too much room to the downside to potentially cover. 40 seconds to go. Let's see if we can hold the 50% here. Seems like we do, or did. And until then, check out NQ. Yeah, NQ is flying up. Did its job, swept sell side, had a shift in market structure, reacted from the breaker block right here for the continuation up higher to also make its way into the new week opening gap. Closed here, opened up here. This is our current new week opening gap for Nasdaq. We haven't touched the 50% yet. We open up with a nice little bullish volume imbalance here, but like I said, overextended. I'm not a fan of engaging up here. It could potentially play out, but let's assume we get an entry right here and we take a paper trade. I wouldn't risk more than 5 points, and 5 points would not even cover this bullish fair value gap to make 5 points. Yeah, no. 5 points here. Of the consequent encouragement. Now I think we're better off sitting on our hands right now. Let me head over to YouTube. Hands right now. I hope the YouTube stream is not too laggy. That could just be my internet connection. If you want lag-free streams without ads and also me being responsive, I don't check the YouTube chat because I really want to engage with our VIP or Discord members that paid for the access. So I think that's only fair. So if you want to join our Discord live streams, you can go to my Patreon. The link for that should be in the description box below. And it is not. So simply join our Discord, and on our Discord server, let me stop the live stream here quickly. Thank you, Kirk. Make it a little bit less laggy. So once you joined our Discord server and you accepted all the rules, you should see what I see right now. Even Discord's laggy with this live stream. 800 members, awesome. So right here you scroll down and then you click on join VIP. And then it takes you to the Patreon, and then you can either purchase the live stream access or the VIP membership to get access to this entire VIP section where I shared my trade ideas. Like this morning, unfortunately didn't play out. We had this stop hunt during the London session, the tape reading channel where I keep everyone updated on what I think price is likely to do next. And yeah, weekly outlooks as well, right here for calendar week 41. So if you're interested, feel free to ask me any questions about that if you have any. Otherwise, let's keep on going, and I hope the YouTube, the free experience, isn't too laggy. All right. And yeah, the difference to my streams compared to most of the other, not most, so up to date, I've joined, let me think, 4 or 5 ICT gurus, and every time, like, they promised, like, yeah, watch my live streams, blah blah blah. Yes, they share their thoughts and analysis, but they also, they don't share their executions, and that's really what's bothering me. Of course, it would be sort of a signal service, but you learn so much by seeing someone else execute, making mistakes, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And yeah, I don't know, if they're that confident, why not show your executions on stream? The issue I always had is that if they not share their executions, they, like, they could say anything. Like, for example, me right now, I could say, oh yeah, I've been in a long trade from 4320 right at the New York Open. I saw the breaker block and I just secured profits. Yeah, maybe, but you don't see the proof. And if you're that good of a trader using the concepts that you're teaching, why not share it? Why not be completely transparent? It's a question that I have. And the entry that I got initially was coming off this inversion fair value gap. We swept sell side, and we had this strong new hour opening candle right here, 9 a.m. Moved to the upside. We closed back above the 830 level, and I looked for a entry point. And at this point in time, we did not have a bullish fair value gap in this little price lag. So I looked at old bearish PD arrays that haven't been respected. We didn't respect this bearish PD array, neither did we respect this bullish one. So I just wanted to get an entry of a inversion fair value gap. I got filled right here, but I closed the majority of the position around 4322 because I got spooked with Nasdaq. Nasdaq swept sell side at right after the or right at the New York Open, scared me a little bit, and which has been the trigger. That's how I like to call that. The trigger for me, letting my emotions take over, closing the position out early because I was afraid that I could end up at break even after potentially already being in profit. But still the analysis played out, so it's the good and the bad. And right now we'd likely still be in with some micros, almost 20 points from our entry. Ah, damn it. And the thing is, if I wouldn't show you my executions on stream, it would be super simple for me to say that I'm still in the trade. Wouldn't have to prove anything. Like, yeah, I'm still in. Just secured some profits. Made $500 here. Even though I closed out early. But you don't have to say that if you don't show your executions. You can still present the, present yourself more profitable than you really are. Alright, but enough talking about other streamers or other live streams using ICT-Concepts. So we keep on pushing. We are about to hit the 1.5 standard deviation, 9:55. So within the next 2 minutes, we get a new hourly candle. So we want to make sure to be ahead of that. If we check the hourly time frame, very strong bullish candle. We almost filled 3/4 of our new week opening gap. Let's see how this upper half, what it's looking like. The 50%, 1.5 standard deviations. Check out NQ here quickly. How many points is... no. Don't care. Don't even want to know. It's enough for me that, yeah, by looking at the other chart at the New York Open, I managed to close out my position early on. Ten seconds to go before we get a new hourly candle or a new hourly open. Let's see what this new hourly candle has to offer. We don't get a volume imbalance. We haven't hit the 1.5 standard deviation of our most recent fake out move. But since the previous hourly candle has been very bullish, I'd expect momentum to continue into that direction. If we want to return into a discount, pretty much have to go back towards the London session high. That's a 50%, but yeah, like expected, we continue to push. So yes, we could have taken an entry of the consequent encouragement, but not my type of trades. Too much room to the downside to potentially cover. Maybe on a lower time frame. Let's check the 1 minute time frame. There would have been a decent entry opportunity here on the 1 minute 9:30 open up, and all we did was consolidate. That's what we saw, which led me to close the position early, but also no super clean setups here on the 1 minute. Swept the high. I think we're due for a pullback. We have all this internal sell side liquidity that hasn't been taken. Last time we took some sort of internal sell side was right here at the open. This tiny little wick. But from here on, all we did was create higher lows. Higher low, higher low, higher low. Equal lows, higher low. But I'm not just going to short from here. Let's see if we have any questions on YouTube. Nope. For everyone watching, if you don't mind, I'd really appreciate if you guys hit the like button. This way the stream gets some more attention. Helps the algorithm and everything. Alright, we seem to be getting our pullback. Now we hit the negative 1.5 standard deviation. and we're starting to pull back. So now we want to see if the 5-minute bullish order flow or PD arrays that we have put in place hold support resistance, or if we simply ignore them, which would lead us to believe that we might get a deeper retracement. All right, so we got a pretty strong bearish candle right here. We close back below the consequent encouragement, and if we measure from our swing low to our swing high, this is my current PD array, we can see that we already hit the 50%. We open up with a bearish volume imbalance on the 5 and 15 minute time frame. So what's the 15 minute looking like? Let's see. Get rid of our PD array here quickly. We swap buy side. This was our initial entry for the long. On a higher time frame, we have no reason whatsoever to believe that we have bearish order flow. This is why I'm against shorts right now. Personally, I know on the 1 minute time frame, we likely already had a bearish market structure shift right here. Cleared short-term low, displacement lower. It could potentially play out, but I don't like going against the higher time frame. Swept short-term low. Bullish market structure shift. Breaker block. 15-minute bullish fair value gap. 1 hour time frame. Immediate rebalance. What happened right here? Retest. Yeah, I'm not fully sold on the short opportunity. But I pull back towards the 8:30 open and the VWAP. I think it'd be likely. We have our displacement here and we just filled our lowest low-hanging fruit fair value gap. But yeah, I'm gonna stay away from the 1 minute time frame here. It doesn't really make a lot of sense for me personally. Stick to the 5 and 15 minute. and wait for this 5-minute candle to close. 15. And Q is back inside of the consolidation range. So a strong bearish rejection. And like said all morning, ES is much stronger than NQ right now. 4, 3, 3, 3. So I'm going to be watching this 15-minute bullish. We have another 15-minute bullish down here. So let's go back to the 5. 44 seconds to go. Now that we have had our pullback, I'm going to look for some more confirmation for continuation of bullish order flow. If I see that, I will jump back in a long trade. But going short right now, I don't think I will do that. This would be our displacement PD array, 50%, 50% of the consequent encouragement. Lowest down closing candle, theoretically this one, but we could look at those two as our breaker block for a potential continuation lower. But this could have also been a run on stops before we continue higher. And the higher time frame hasn't presented us with an opportunity to go short. We now have a bearish 5-minute fair value gap, but I'm still more of a fan watching this play out. Bearish fair value gap on the 5-minute. Let's see if we were to enter. I think the entry is going to be worth 2 micros.
Order filled.
So I'm going to try it. Low risk because it's counter trend trading. If I see the close above, I'm simply going to, close this position. Close above this bearish fair value gap. So this would be an early reversal entry for me. And therefore I'm using smaller risk. Potential rejection from the consequent encouragement of the new week opening gap for a continuation lower to pick up some more stops. And if I see a close above, this would be a good confirmation for me because we put in bearish PD arrays, but we disrespect them. This is a sign for me that we're still in bullish order flow. If not, I'm going to capitalize on the short. The overall target for me personally be right here, the 8:30 opening, which would be right here. That's already a 6-point move. So we're still inside our 15-minute bullish fair value gap. Confirmation will come in 2 minutes roughly. then we would have to wait for another 15-minute period. So if we get a close below 4324 on this 5-minute candle, this would be ideal. If we manage to close back above our bearish 5-minute fair value gap, the one we entered on, I'm going to be closing this trade at a minimal loss, trying to continue with the trend, because then obviously, in my opinion at least, the short would be invalidated. Pick up some stops, continue to move up higher. NQ, same thing, kept holding support on the bullish fair value gap, but now inside the bearish fair value gap right here, holding resistance. This could have just been a pullback. It needed to continue to run higher to get rid of some early longs. We will see. 30 seconds to go on this 5-minute candle and 15-minute candle. Three, two, one, and we close inside our bearish fair value gap. All right. Other than, unless you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me on the Discord chat. I will be checking the YouTube live stream chat shortly as well. Nope, no questions on Discord, that's fine. Let me check YouTube here quickly. Going to make my cup of coffee. Nice. Too late for coffee here. It's already the afternoon, so can't do that. But enjoy it. I already had one this morning, and that's enough for me. Shortly as well. Otherwise, I'd be taking too many trades all over the place. Good old caffeine. All right, all right, all right. Let me check the 1-minute time frame here quickly. Put a safety stop loss in place. Okay, so we pushed above our 5-minute bearish fair value gap, but we have to wait for the confirmation. Unless we get a very strong push above it, yeah, I will wait for a close above it to manually exit this position. If we see the close above it, I'm going to treat it as a inversion fair value gap for the continuation up higher. It would invalidate my idea of going short. Because really, if we look at the 15-minute time frame, there's no reason right now to believe that we're gonna dump. We kept holding support on our discount PD arrays, which would be this bullish fair value gap. So for the confirmation, I'd like to see a close above. Otherwise, this would just become a little pullback before we fill the entire new week opening gap, maybe already on Monday. We'll see. So 1 more minute on this 5-minute candle. Usually that last 1-minute candle of the 5-minute candle is the most important one, because it's going to decide where the 5-minute candle is going to close. "30 seconds to go. Our highest bearish fair value gap, we have just tapped into that on the 1-minute time frame. So I'm going to be dragging this one out as well. Just have a good idea of where price is at right now on the higher one. Because potentially we could still see resistance here. Get rid of the position. It's just annoying for our price action. I'm going to buy 1 contract.
Order
right
filled.
here. Get out of my short because we invalidated this bearish 5-minute fair value gap. We close back above the consequent encouragement. And gonna get
Order
rid of this one
filled.
too. Let's see. Might still play out. And because it's bank holiday, we just have price action. That's not really in our favor.
Order filled.
Because we closed above it, I'm now interested to see the continuation based on the higher time frame. Let's see if we get lucky or if it was a mistake to get out early. But that's how I usually cut my risk. If it doesn't do what I expect it to do, I'm expecting it. Alright, so a close back below this bearish fair value gap, which now theoretically is a inversion fair value gap, would be not what I'm looking for. So if I see that close below, I exit 1 more time. No, not 1-minute time frame here. Go back to the 5. And to the 1-minute time frame here to the left. It looks like a decent 2022 model. We have some sort of trend line liquidity here. We have our highest bearish fair value gap. We repriced into that and we immediately reject from this. We wicked inside of it twice. So on the 1-minute time frame, the short theoretically is still in play. I just don't like that we do not have any major higher time frame confluence. And I would like that for my short. Because it's much easier going with the higher time frame trend than it is going against it. Let's wait for the next 5-minute candle to close. 15-minute time frame. Oh man. that bullish fair value gap, kept on holding, so gonna stick with that bullish bias. We keep on pushing. We now hit the high of our 1 minute bearish fair value gap. So we have repriced that PD array completely. Close above would just confirm it to me that we want to continue higher. Now we have repriced it. Go back to the 5 minute. This is our last level of defense before we go for buy side, in my opinion. We are already positioned long based off this 5 minute inversion. I don't like to enter blindly on this 15-minute bullish fair value gap. I'd like to wait for some lower time frame confirmation. And we had this initially bearish fair value gap. We tried to get in short of it. It worked out a little, but once we closed above it, I got out with the position at break even on the retracement to the downside, and I put in I had 2 micro longs. And let's see, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's invalidated. We have a bullish
Order
volume
filled.
imbalance, so I like to add on that. The 1 minute bearish fair value gap is invalidated as well. Get rid of it. We open up with a new bullish volume imbalance. Those are all signs for me that order flow is still bullish and that we want to continue to go higher to reprice into this NMOC. 1 minute time frame, let's see. Yep, we did close above it right here. And after closing above it, we even open up with a bullish volume imbalance. So let's see. Watch it on the 5 minute time frame. The 15 minute is going to close with this new 5 minute candle. So a close above 4334.75 would be interesting for us. This was sort of confirmed. Yeah, if we can manage to close above that, I think with the new 15 minute candle we could see some expansion further up. Once again, we do not leave behind any new bullish fair value gaps. The only PD arrays that we put in place are volume imbalances. So ideally for our long scenario, I would like this to remain open. But we have to wait for 3 more minutes before we get that confirmation. The invalidation for me personally would come if we close below our inversion fair value gap again. Invalidation for the long that I'm currently in. And I think if we do close below that, I'm just gonna stay out for the rest of the trading day. And also end the live stream. After that, I'm not really interested anymore. We do not respect the PD arrays we put in place. And I don't like engaging when it's doing that. Protect my capital. Best thing I can do on these days. But we still have 1.5 minutes left on this 5-minute candle. Check the 1 minute here quickly. Close above, rejection. See if we can hold this here. But so far the shorts are still in play to pick up orders, engineered sell side liquidity, trend line liquidity for a quick run on stops and pull back to the VWAP. Go back to the 5 minute. We have our invalidation. We have 50 seconds left on the clock. And then we also get a new 15-minute time frame candle. The 15 is now looking rather bearish. Not bearish, but indecisive at least. I would have liked a close-up high. Didn't get that. So I want to watch the 5 to see if we get invalidation. Right now it does look that way. So we close above, then we close back below. Let's see, 15 seconds to go. Four, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so we still kept on holding. Let's see what this new 15-minute candle has to offer. But we closed back below the consequent encouragement of the new week opening gap. This is why I'm going to take off one contract.
Order filled.
Take off some risk.
Order filled.
No, I don't like that. And I don't like really being involved at this moment. It's not really going anywhere. And we just get chopped up with the approach that I'm using. I'm not the biggest fan of that. Risk management wise, I'm still doing pretty well. New 15-minute candle volatility. So we want to see a push from here. Check NQ. Picked up some internal.
Order filled.
Let's see. This is going to be my last execution for today. Already 10:30 at 11 a.m. New York local time. I stopped trading anyway. Go back to the 5-minute time frame. 2 more minutes to go before this candle is going to close. If we close back below it, yeah, no, it's just not easy to read. Don't like to force something, so for me that's just gonna be it. If I'm gonna get stopped out, I'm gonna put my final stop loss below the slow. Gonna sell 2 micros right here. Same low on MES. If we close below this inversion fair value gap, I'm out. And I will end the stream here. And right now it looks to me like after our initial expansion, after the New York Open right here, we now seem to be consolidating around the 50% of our new week opening gap, at least at this point in time. I would like to see the expansion if I do not get it. I'm content for the session and going to call it a trading day. You can't always win. That's a lesson for today. I won during London. That was nice. But during New York, I made a few execution mistakes that I wish I wouldn't have. But, well, you can wish as much as you want. Still doesn't help. It's all about performance, focus, and sticking to the plan. Not getting spooked out that easily. Two, one, and we close below.
Order
I'm
filled.
out of my trade, just like I said I would. And my friends, this is going to be it. We could continue to, yeah, like range within our 10 a.m. 5-minute candle until 11 a.m. before we maybe get the next push back to the upside. I don't know. No man's land here. We could also go short. So this is it for me, guys. I'm going to end the stream here. Thanks very much for sitting in here with me. I hope you have learned something. And as always, I share my executions. I'm not ashamed of closing this account in drawdown today. There's bad and good days. The London session was good. New York session didn't play out that well. We had the initial trend direction correct, but because of NQ doing NQ stuff, I got spooked out. I really shouldn't have done that. If I would have, stayed in that long, I would have been done for the day anyway. But unfortunately I didn't, which led to a few more small losing trades, adding up to a total drawdown of 273. But it's still manageable. I would have blown my account if I wouldn't know how to manage my risk. And being down 0.5%, overall it's fine. Alright guys, this is it for today's bank holiday Columbus Day in America live stream. Thanks very much for sitting in here with me, and I will be back live tomorrow. And if you want to join the Discord live streams, check out my Patreon. The link for that is on our Discord server. Alright guys, take care and enjoy the rest of your trading day. Bye.